What's up? What's up? I don't know what happened with the stream. I started another stream by mistake. So I hope this is the right one. What's going on? Okay. Yeah, sometimes when I start the stream, if I've got like a scheduled stream, sometimes when I start it, it'll start another one. So this is the one that I scheduled, so everything should be good here. Good morning, good afternoon, welcome everybody. So we got an interesting day here on gold. So yesterday, I gave those bars a shot, anticipating that we would begin to pull back deeper, at least to 1900 yesterday. But, at least for that session, we were having more downside moves. You came into the lows for the day, and then you started to see that upside move. So, when you're in that pullback phase, markets are a little bit choppier. Overall, we were in this range, and then on the breakout of that range, I was looking to move up to 1900, but that was more of a fake out yesterday. Broke back into the range, grab some more liquidity so we can begin to pull back deeper. But we have actually already had quite a solid move up through London session, and you've come into quite an interesting area, this 1903. You're also sitting right above 1900, also a very significant level. And then if we look at the 4-hour candle as of right now, your previous 4-hour did close above this zone right here, this previous 4-hour resistance. You closed right at 1900. You can see this current 4-hour pushed up into 1903, and we're having a very difficult time at that zone. So, we at a tricky spot where we may find resistance and just see us continue with the overall trend here and continue to move bearish. I think for that, for those confirmations for the sells, we would need to see this 4-hour candle closing bearish back below 1900, and then the sells make a little bit more sense. Confirmation that we can maybe see a continuation of this higher time frame bearish trend. Overall, I still think we have range to pull back further. So if we can hold above 1900, we could potentially still look for those buys. We may even see price pull back into structure from earlier on in the day, such as this range from Asian session. We may come and retest this range right here. And then continue to move bullish. One thing I'm seeing though, is that we've clearly got a lot of bearish volume right now, from NY Open and COMEX there, pushing nice and bearish. Your 30-minute candles closing pretty strong bearish, still above these London lows. So, you know, more aggressive sell ideas would be if we actually had breaks below the London lows at 1898 and then got a retest of there to come down into the daily lows at least, and then potentially looking to come down to 1890. Like I said, it's going to be safer to wait for the 4-hour candle close to give you that confirmation that we are finding resistance in this area. You know, if the 4 hours closing like that, that definitely looks more like a rejection candle. Another thing I'm seeing here, just like I say, DXY, we use it simply just for confluence. But what I mentioned yesterday is we're still maintaining this bullish structure. You've been ranging, you've been very choppy, but overall, like I say, maintaining this bullish structure. You've had quite a deep pullback this morning, just like we saw on gold. Also, into a key level here, 103. You know, nice reactions there, starting to head back up, with range to come all the way back up to 103.5. So maybe we do see those rejections here at 1900. I may even wait for the 4-hour candle close today. Breaks above 1903 would definitely make sense there for those bars as well. You got 1905 right here, which is going to be quite a challenge. I've marked up this 1907.5 as your support on the daily time frame. If you drag this over to the left, you'll see right there. So in my mind, that's quite a sensible place to come and retest on this overall bearish trend. You know, if we're looking to trade the lower time frames, take advantage of the lower time frames, looks like we have range up to 1907, possibly 1910 today. Overall, just a bit of a tricky situation right now. I think your safest bets right now will be a break and retest above 1903, a break and retest below 1898 is going to be quite aggressive. You'd have safer sells below the daily lows here at 1894. But all of these options I think will depend on the 4-hour candle close. If your 4-hour candle can close bullish above 1900, you know, the next 4-hour, we could even still get a deeper pullback here and look for something like that on the new 4-hour. But if that 4 hours closing bearish, more like a rejection candle, then I would want to be a little bit safer and just be careful with those buys. So yeah, this zone we're in is pretty tough. We're at this key level 1900. 1903 has really proven to be a solid level. We saw as we were coming down here, we had quite aggressive moves and saw rejections at 1903. Once again, once we had breaks below that zone, you had a pullback all the way back into 1903. Very solid level, nice reaction. And then that level actually I got from further to the left here, where we can just see solid rejections. So a very significant level at 1903, actually holding more weight than 1900 itself. So just gotta be patient. You know, we've had a very nice move up through London, like I say. This move down with COMEX and NY Open may even be grabbing liquidity to continue to move up. Normally what I see is that the moves you're getting at like New York Open, for instance here, we had this bearish move, and then, you know, that's kind of giving you direction for the session, and then you just need to wait for a pullback. So you're getting that clean bearish move. If you wait for that pullback, form resistance, then you get that continuation later in the session where you get the cleaner moves from NYC. We can look for numerous examples like that. For instance, right here, another one. I mean, this happens on a daily basis. You get a clean move, New York Open, COMEX, giving you that direction for the session, pullback, you know, retest some sort of level, and then you get the continuation. So, gee whiz, sorry, these guys are building next door, so bit of a noise. So, you know, like I say, sometimes that New York Open and COMEX, when you see that volume come in, is possibly giving you the direction for the session. 1903 being such a solid level, now we're seeing rejections there. You know, at this point, if we got pullbacks into back into 1903, rejected again, I mean, we may just see these sells from this area. What's up, Lil Wayne? Looking forward to September for more consistent volume. Yeah, things have been a little bit choppy the last, you know, this range right here, just, it's been tough. Since last week Friday, we've been in a tough spot. And even as we pull back today, you know, volume is not bad today, but very tricky area. And volume has not been amazing, but you've been having nice moves. If you're waiting for price to come back to those key levels, you're still seeing very nice reactions off of those key levels. Yeah, I think this is maybe a rejection of 1903. It's 1900. Yeah, definitely this is a tricky area. Very tricky area. Let's also just have a look at the news quick. So we do have this BRICS summit. You know, that's going to be tough to really decipher what's going on there until you see some sort of headlines coming from that. Obviously there's no times on here, so it's probably just throughout the day. Like I say, just keep an eye out for headlines from that. You know, may have some sort of impact on gold. Then we've got existing home sales and this manufacturing index at 4, so half an hour after NYSE. And then very important, you have some FOMC speakers later tonight. So not going to be here at that time. Probably wouldn't be worth staying up for either. But take note of what these guys say. You will see headlines. Um, just monitor the tone. Are they being more hawkish, more dovish? And that should potentially give you some direction on DXY. Although I think what markets are possibly waiting for, because if you look at gold and DXY, you'll see we're just in a range. This PMI data should be decent tomorrow. But this Jackson Hole symposium that starts on Thursday, that should be very interesting. Powell is speaking at that Jackson Hole symposium on Friday. So I think that's really the focus for the week, to be honest. You do have a lot of data coming out this week to keep an eye on. But I think this Jackson Hole symposium is going to really be the focus. So might be a little bit slower in the build up to that. Might just be stuck in this creepy range here. But to me, this is looking like rejections from 1903. You got 20 minutes for the 4-hour candle to close. I think the further we push down, the better. And then new 4-hour, you're just waiting for a pullback. Resistance to form on the 5, retesting some sort of key level. Ideally, the London session lows at 1898. So, we could just have a straight drop off here to the daily lows, fail to break the daily lows, come back to retest the London lows, form resistance, and then, we're going to get in there. Got enough range back down to these lows. Something like this. But the whole idea would be to actually see those daily lows then being broken on the new 4-hour to come down to 1890. Possibly even have runners down to 1885. Overall, the trend is bearish. If you're forming a resistance on the 4-hour off of a key level in a bearish trend, I came into today thinking this is okay, this is now pullback structure. But like I say, if that 4-hour is forming resistance in this overall bearish trend, we could easily be coming back down to these lows at 1885. So after a move down like this, pretty choppy, slow, creepy, like I say, we kind of wanting to see a deeper pullback. But if you look at it like this, this right here is, that previous support zone. We've had a deeper pullback already into that zone. Sorry, I'm just struggling with the annotate here. Yeah, so this is our zone here. Essentially, this is just a break and retest. A little bit messy, but if we're still respecting that zone, you could easily still be coming down with that higher time frame idea to come down to like 1860. If we look further to the left, you know, this is pretty clean traffic here to the left. So you got this whole range. Finally had a breakout there. Pulled back, had a retest. Could easily be looking to fill this range this week or next week, especially if the Fed speakers are, like I say, have more of a hawkish tone. And like I say, we'll see what Powell has to say at the Jackson Hole Symposium as well. You know, if Powell says inflation is still too high, we saw a higher inflation read with the CPI last month, we going to raise rates more than expected, obviously markets will price that in. You'll see dollar pumping, and just from a technical standpoint, like I say, this clean traffic will most probably be corrected. It's just a matter of time. So we just need to wait and see what happens in this area. You're already breaking below those London lows. Yeah. Looking like a rejection. Yeah, Nico, I thought we would maybe break above, to be honest. I thought we would pull back deeper. But I think this is clear. This is pretty clear now that this is more of a rejection. Look at the 15-minute candle close. Super strong bearish there below that structure from London. You're still retesting this Asian range. You know, we could just fake out below these lows. So just got to be patient. Can start to be a little bit more aggressive with sell ideas with this 4-hour closing like that. You know, if we close like that on the 4-hour, NYC gives you a pullback to 1900. You get a resistance formed on the 5-minute at 1900 at NYC. That'll be beautiful. That'll be perfect. What's up, Farmer Tom? Lovely, lovely. 30 pips. So far, decent volume though. Looking good. How's everybody doing there in the chat? Anybody in any trades? How's your day going so far? Still a tricky situation with the previous daily being bullish and now the 4-hour being bearish. You know, I did mention safer sells would still be below this daily low right here, 1894. You know, so your safer trades are going to look like this. Below 1894 and above 1903. The trades at the moment, otherwise good, lovely Vivian. No trades, not flatlining today. A nice little bit of volume coming into NY, but we'll see. It's a tricky area, may just range in around this area. Had a buy from yesterday on gold, lovely. Yeah, I was looking for those buys as well, but that moved down, obviously messed with my plan in the session, and then, you know, this was just a bit late for me, but got those moves up eventually. That was nice. I wonder where you were in from, because we had quite a nice run up here from 1885. Jeez. Either way, nice trade. Yeah, Mucho, I'm good, thank you, bro. Got in at 1899. Yeah, clean trade, Tom. Man had the gold sells from 1902. Lovely. Lovely. Maybe 2 bullish days create weekly candle top wick. Potentially. Definitely with what's going on later in the week. That could be the case. It's up from Morocco. Beautiful. 1886. No, you killed those bars, bro. Yeah, fuck, that was that was beautiful. Lovely. So you've had a bit of a break and retest here below those London lows. You know, I could move this level up a little bit. If you're breaking this bullish 5-minute, you know that bullish candle is essentially your retest though. You've got range down to these daily lows. And then obviously if you're looking for the overall continuation back down to the lows, you know, that's not a bad idea. You got nice volume. But I'm going to wait here. We've got 7 minutes, 6-7 minutes until the 4-hour close. I would like to see that 4-hour waking up to 1890. See some rejections there. I'm gonna go make some coffee quick, guys. You know, I'm not going to take trades on the first minute of the new 4 hour. Like I said, I'd like to see some sort of pullback here. So yeah, just give me 2 minutes. Daily candle, no bottom wick, and price looks like it rejected 1903. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at here. I'm still learning, brother. I need to develop more patience. You know, I could say something that sounds nice, but at the end of the day, those things are going to come with experience. We all know we need patience. Patience pays. Okay, 4 hour. We've closed below 1900. We've closed bearish. Just need to see a sort of pullback here and top wick being formed on the new 4 hour. May just run down. You know, if we break the previous 4 hour low, may come straight into these daily lows here at 1904. Not really, like I say, I wouldn't take this. If we can get a move down now, you know, that's fine. I would like us to still get some sort of pullback to retest 1898 or even 1900. Find resistance here on the 5 minute. And then NYSE looking for that sort of move there. DXY is pumping. This definitely looks like more of a rejection from 1903, 1900. You know, like I say, that previous 4 hour, yes, it closed bullish, but it was right at 1900. So we needed to wait for this 4 hour to close to tell us a story, and that's definitely looking like more of a rejection. So I think for now, the only idea for buys would be, you know, if we're breaking back above 103, 1903, 103. And then you would still want to see some sort of break and retest above there to come up to 1907. But for now, the buys look like they're probably off the cards. So yeah, you're breaking the previous 4 hour low. Might get a push here to the downside. And this is where you need to be patient. You know, of course, some people want to catch this move, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. That's a very beautiful move to catch. But from what I've seen, and with how I've been approaching New York, this is the move that I'm not too phased about. You know, like I said just now, this move gives you direction for the session. All you then need to wait for is a pullback on the new 4 hour NYC. And then later in the session, you're getting really nice continuations. And like I say, we see this time and time again. Pre-New York, New York, pullback, NYC. You know, you'll have days where you don't get that deeper pullback, and that's fine. That's why I say safer sells below 1894. If we get breaks below 1894 now, then all I need to see is something on the 5 minute, like a break and retest. Well, Biltong below 1894. But we're still not sure if this is a retest or rejection. Yeah, it is still tricky. Like I say, we could get a fake out of these London lows, retest this Asian range, and actually still continue up. But I think if you're waiting for that top wick to be formed on the 4-hour, and you get a nice resistance on the lower time frames at, key level like 1900, it does make sense for us to continue down in this session. But right now, I don't want to be too aggressive with sells. And definitely no buys. So it means we're going to miss more trades. So is it profitable with few trades with more pips and less losses? I always say less is more. You also need to just take into consideration that you can only really make so many good decisions in a day. Especially when it comes to money. You've only really got 2 or 3 solid decisions in a day. After that you just become, at least I do, and I know that most people will either relate, or whether they realize it or not, they will relate. After like 3 trades, 4 trades, you sort of become a bit of a retard. Because after 3, 4 trades, what are the chances you are sitting at break even? If you are at break even, it's probably a good time to just call it a day. And if you are in profit after 3, 4 trades, and you want to continue to trade, that's just being greedy, not? But if you're in a loss after 3 or 4 trades, then what are you doing taking more trades? It's probably best to just walk away. So stick to higher quality setups, higher probability setups, and you'll find that those only come once in a while. You're not going to have 10 high quality, high probability setups in a session. So it wouldn't really make sense to take 10 trades in a session. Breaks 1894, there's no topic on the 4H. Would you take the sell on a 5-minute pullback? Tom, let's be positive, man. We're gonna get a topic on this 4-hour. If there's no topic on the 4-hour and we break below 1894, it's tough. It is very tough. But I think as long as you've got strong price action here, you know, like clear breaks below, you come and retest this level and you get like a confirmation of resistance, you should be alright. But of course it would be better to see that top wick on the 4 hour. There we go. The thing is, if we didn't have a top wick and then we came to break their daily lows, then you may just fake out here. And at that point, if we got that fake out, I would probably just call it a day. I wouldn't then change my bias and say, okay, we would be more bullish then. You know, I'd say we would probably range. So as of now, I'm looking for pullbacks to 1900, resistance formed. You may even pull back all the way to 1903. Which that's okay. We'll just have to see what the price action is like there, if we get rejections. So pullbacks to 1900, 1903 for the sells. Otherwise breaks below 1894. Less time in markets, less chance of losing from volatility. Some great looking trades just go the other way. Definitely less time in the markets, you're also exposing yourself to less risk. You know, considering it's a game of risk management and probabilities, you don't want to spend too much time in the market. If you're a swing trader, of course you're going to hold trades over a longer period of time, but your strategy will be well adjusted for that approach. You know, for me, I'm coming in a time where there's good volume, where I know that I can be in and out within, you know, max maybe 2 hours. Sometimes trades are going to run a little bit longer than I would want to. But some days trades are playing out in 5 minutes. And if I'm limiting myself to taking high probability setups in times where there's volume, you know, there's only going to be like 2 or 3 opportunities like that in a session. And I walk away and I'm done. And then there's no more risk on the table for the rest of the day. And I come back tomorrow, I'm fresh, ready to make more decisions. But like I say, you've only really got a couple good, solid decisions in a day. Once you've made like 4 or 5 trades, you start to become stupid. When there's money on the line, emotions get involved. And like I say, what are the chances? 3, 4 trades in, you're either up or you're down. And if you're really taking more trades at that point, you're probably feeling some type of way. And your emotions are going to start clouding your decision making. So overall, less time in the markets, definitely. What's up, Mr. Ned? So I said just now, if we could get a biltong below 1894, you know, that would be a nice setup. For anyone who's unclear, this is a biltong right here on the 15 minute. you've got a biltong setup right here. So nice bearish volume, and then you get a weak bullish candle below some sort of key level. So yeah, this is not a bad idea. You know, already discussed these potential sells here, but very early into the 4 hour, I would like to maybe see a deeper pullback or just wait for the safer trades. But you know, that setup is pretty powerful. I still think we'll probably get a push here into the daily lows before NYC, but it's tough. I'm rather gonna wait. You know, that 5 minute price action is pretty ugly. Once you break that low, you should at least get a push into 1895, but that's like 6-7 pips away. $9.30 and $3.30. Why don't you make a podcast? I don't know. Maybe one day. There's a lot of podcasts out there, and I don't really have too much of a desire to start one, so probably about trading. Everyone is a podcaster now. How to feed fish. I'm already a live streamer. I can't do a podcast as well. That's just too much. Sorry, Cops. Kopki's got a podcast. Everybody go listen to a Kopki. Just give yourself a shout out there in the chat. What is it? Kinetic Cousins on Spotify. I would listen to it, but someone kicked me off my Spotify. Fucking asshole. I was waiting for Nico's response. Oh, Ned also knows. Kinetic Cousins on Spotify, everybody. I sound like a brokey saying someone kicked me off their Spotify, but you guys don't understand. You know, if a mate like says, hey, I have a family plan, yeah, let me put you on my Spotify, because I've already got a music app, right? But then So they put you on, cool, and are you using it? You've got like a nice playlist. One day you go to gym, you think, cool, I'm gonna bang some piano tracks today. You go on, and you hear an advert. You know how disappointing that is? Sakes. Kicked out, bro. Commission ships. Nah, you shouldn't be hearing adverts on Spotify Premium. That's how you know. Spotify's trash anyway. It's only good for kinetic cousins. Maybe I'll download it again. Funnily enough, I actually pay for my sister's Spotify. But nah, I don't dig it. $10 until NYC. If NYC can give you that pullback to 1900, we form resistance on the 5 minute. That's looking very clean. Very, very clean. You can get a candle like this on the 5 minutes where you're actually respecting the support here. But you just wake up into 1900. That'll look so nice. That'll be perfect. Why do you stream? Why do I stream? I enjoy it. I mean, this is part of my daily routine. You guys are my trading partners. I mean, I enjoy adding value, of course. I think that there's a lot of bullshit out there. And, you know, I've seen what works for me. So, you know, I like to share that. And especially where I'm from, the trading community is just terrible. it's a shit show. Everyone's a scammer. So in the beginning it was like I wanted to be a light in the forex industry in South Africa. But like I said, I enjoy it. I think as long as we are, it's tough. We might even just get a push, but I really want to see that pullback. Really want to see that pullback. If we just continue to drop and we start to fill this range all the way down to 1890, then that's a tough one. Really want to see some pullbacks here. Go gold, just hit. Fuck you, Brinsley. Gold, stop. People make more money from people than they do markets. Yeah, definitely. People make a lot of money selling courses and signals and this and that. And it's funny, I mean, you look at some of the bigger names in South Africa, and yeah, it's just embarrassing, some of the stuff they do. Once you've been trading for a while and you understand the game, it's like you look at the things they do and it's cringe. It's embarrassing, like I say. And obviously they have all these like great come up stories and this and that. Some of them are just ridiculous, man. I just heard Jason Noah's, like I saw a reel of Jason Noah saying how he borrowed like $1,000 from his mom, so 14,000 rand at the time, and lost half of it, right? Then invested in his education, and then within like 3 weeks turned it into a mill. My God. I'm not saying it's impossible, but just the thing is, you're putting that out there because you want to sell something. You're selling those dreams to ignorant people. And that's fucking sad in South Africa. Because people do this trading thing to get out of poverty. You know, there's a lot of poverty in South Africa. And then you get fucking scammers like that. Not only taking your money, but not really giving you the correct guidance to even make it in the game. You know, it's a sad state of affairs here, like I say. I hope to change at least something in the industry for South Africa. It's crazy. We actually like have international recognition as basically retards. I see guys from overseas posting things on Twitter about South African traders blowing accounts and high risk and all of this. You know, it's because they learn from these scammers. Okay, NYC. We're still above the daily lows here at 1894, so I think a pullback is going to be needed here. Nice pullback, steeper top wick being formed on the 4-hour to retest 1900 will be perfect. If not, like I say, we just need breaks below 1894. Maybe a break and retest of 1895 even. Auntie down the roads of all costs more. Oh fuck. I think that's calling me out. Yeah, we're a little bit overextended here to take like really aggressive sell ideas. Just want to see that pullback. If you do have volume and you break this daily low, okay, there we go. You may just see a straight continuation all the way down to 1890. For me right now, there's nothing here. I don't want to be too aggressive. You know, we've already dropped here, what, 90 pips? Wow. No, we've already had quite a nice move here already. I think a pullback is going to be needed. Or just some new structure. So some structure here below 1894. But you don't have any structure to work with. Even this 5-minute structure here is just, it's not really structure, it's just consolidation. Barcode. This 5-minute closes below here, below this line that I've marked out. Your next 5 with this NYC volume might just give you a drop. But yeah, I would really like to see a pullback. Even if it's just to retest 95 at this point, like this, what I've got drawn out here. But yeah, it looks like you're going to close back above the daily highs. So yeah, we'll probably see that pullback come in. 5 minutes looking like more of a rejection. So now we could easily see a deeper pullback here. think for like breakout trade ideas, you want to at least wait for a 15-minute candle closing below here, below 1894. You can get a 15-minute candle closing below there with NYSE volume next 15-minute breaking the low. You should have quite an easy move down to 1890. Then you may not need to wait for like a break and retest on the 5, because that 15 minutes giving you a confirmation there. Nice volume break of the low, clean traffic, NYC volume should give you a push. It's got 8 minutes. Let's see what happens. I'm not seeing any entries on the 5. We might not get that deeper pullback. DXY is just pumping in, but you're moving into these highs which you could have a tough time at. What the hell is DJ Pinhead? I've always been king of mass. Come on. Toothpicks. Ah, that's just rude. You got a 5-minute candle closing below here, but not a whole lot of volume. I mean, if you break this low, you could get that push, but I think I'll wait for the 15-minute close. That 15-minute is either going to close below, next 15 gives us the push, or we close above and we start to get some sort of deeper pullback here. I mean, so far it's looking exactly like this move right here. You know, when we had these strong reactions to 1903, started to move down to 1895, you didn't have much of a pullback. You know, you just had that straight downside move. Could potentially have the same story here. So with this 15 closing below 1894, we've got about 40 pips of clean traffic down to 1890, and then looking for runners down to 1895. 1885, my bad. You know, with this downside volume, like I say, on the 4 hour, that 4 hour candle giving you this resistance and confirmation in line with the higher time frame trend, if we're coming down into 1885 today and you get breaks below there, it's going to be a little bit later in the session, but you know, these are the times where you have cleaner moves on gold now after NYC. So I think if we're coming down into 1885 quite hot, you could get breaks below and move all the way into 1880 today. Potentially. Just gotta wait and see this 15-minute close. Looks like it's sort of respecting the daily lows here for now. Right, 15-minute candle is closing in 50 seconds. If we close below this line I have drawn out at 1894, then next 15-minute I'm looking for the sells here on the break of this low. You know, I really wanted to see a pullback, but if price is closing below this Asian range, all this clean traffic to the left in this time, you know, if we're going to get a move like that to just continue straight down, it's going to be now. That 15 is enough of a confirmation for me there. Stops would be above that 15-minute high. Let's say above 95 is going to be even safer. Because your new 15-minute could still wick up into 95. And if we could see that wick up first, that'll be cool. But stops are looking like 25 pips. Close below. Lovely. Nice top wick. If we come and break the lows now, then we shouldn't be coming back here. Yes, so just moving quick. Okay. So chat, I'm in. Taking sells here. Doesn't look like we quite broke that low. We did. Stop loss will be 1895.3. That first minute of the 15 looked good, gave you the pullback, closed bearish. Would have liked to have seen a little bit more of a push there on the break of that low. So 1890, like I say, will be that first target there of interest. I'll definitely go break even. Potentially secure partials there as well. But I am at least looking to come down to 1885. That's going to basically be my main target. 1885, and then run the targets 1880. Once we break this low again, it's gone. Should see that 1890 in the next 10 minutes once it breaks the low. $100 pip TP. Yeah, it is netty, yeah. 120, 130. I think we can do it. Yeah, here comes the push. So the candle broke its own low now. 5 minute, 5 minute close, no bottom wick. You know, that could just indicate that there's so much volume. We'll just continue to push, but you need to monitor this 5 minute now. Those no bottom wicks, they can get tricky. Also, we got a new hour candle coming up. If you're not getting that push to 1890 now, like I say, in the next 10 minutes, you know, we could see that steeper pullback on the new hour. But if this hour candle could come into 1890, we can get to break even. We don't need to worry about that. TP because the stop loss. Okay, there we go. Getting that push. You know, this shouldn't make a difference, but moving the stop loss above the current 15-minute high, because I mean, at this point, if we come back to entries before going to the break-even point, I would probably close out, if not more than half. But yeah, you don't want to re-break this 15-minute high. So I'm going to have my stop at, let's call it 1894.7. It saves you like 6 pips. That's fine. Surely we should see 1890 tapped. I was a little bit nervous taking the more aggressive entry without some sort of pullback, but like I say, price was giving all the right confirmations for a push. And this is the time where you would probably see gold do something, I don't want to say out of the ordinary, but you know, you should see that volume. 1890.5. Check DXY, holy shit. If the new hour could close below 1890, that new hour is going to open up and rip down to 1885. Maybe this is the bloodbath on gold that I was looking for. I think, what was it, Monday? Friday? No, Friday. I was expecting some crazy shit last week Friday. But it looks like it's coming in today. Okay, shit. 1890. So I was getting distracted. Let's go break even. You know what? I started the week with a losing trade, so I'm going to secure 50% right here. And yeah, stop so I break even. So 28 pips, very easy 28 pips in the bag there. Risk-free trade. Let's see what gold can do. I still wouldn't be surprised if we did see deeper pullbacks, so Definitely not a bad idea to secure, but I definitely think we're coming into these lows today. Just the thing is, if we do pull back, you know, you don't want to keep the stop where it was, because you could easily get stopped out. You could easily get pullbacks into 1895 and, you know, just get wicked out, found resistance, and then continue on down. So at that point, you know, I'd rather just secure some here. If you get pullbacks on the new hour, maybe we can try again. But I'm happy with this. Yeah, boys, 1885, it's coming. That is too much stress for me. Already had a triple bypass surgery last year. Fuck. Oh shit. That's fine. As long as you're aware of that. You know, what some people do, and what I think is terrible, is they'll come and watch someone stream and they'll just follow along blindly, never really questioning if this strategy is for them or not. I hope that you can take something away, but I would be happier for you to say, this is not my style. Let's see, is there some value here for me? If not, move on. I don't want you to take my trades blindly. You know, like I say, at the end of the day, these are just my trades. But, you know, some streamers have a style that is just not going to work for everybody. I'm not gonna fire shots or anything. It's not about that. But you know, for instance, there's some guys who use a lower risk to reward, so they've got a big stop, and then they go for small targets. You guys know who I'm talking about. I'm not taking shots. What I am saying is that approach will not work for most people. Personally, it won't work for me. I know it won't. I'll blow up. Would probably kill myself. I couldn't take 20 winning trades and then go and lose it in one trade. That's why I use a higher risk to reward. You know, I'm trying to let my winners run, keep the losers small. I don't care about win rate. Some streamers are pushing a high win rate because it looks good. But you as a trader just following that blindly, oh, this guy's a 90% win rate, he must be so great. Then you go and take his trades. One day you end up in 100 pips drawdown. You know, you just got to ask yourself, is that working for you? So likewise, I'm not going to be biased. If my style doesn't work for you, find something that does. And like I say, really, I'm not firing shots. I'm not saying I'm better than anyone else. And I'm not saying that they're better than anyone else. If it works for you, it works for you. That is what matters. That's the main thing. Find something that works for you. When you come and watch a streamer, never follow blindly. If it's your first time here, come back tomorrow. See how it goes. Do you enjoy it? Does the style resonate with you? Yeah, we closed above 1890. So we'll get that deeper pullback. Probably gonna get stopped out here at break even. So now it looks like you are starting to develop cleaner structure on the 5 minute. You can see that we formed a low, starting to pull back. So let me draw this out. If you can get a couple more bullish candles coming up into a key level, and then you get a rejection candle on the 5, like a bearish engulfing candle or a doji like that, you know, these cells are looking pretty good as well. So this was a more aggressive entry. I would have liked to have seen the pullback. This is really the trade that I actually would have wanted. But like I say, price was giving me everything I needed there to get involved. But now that you're seeing this deeper pullback, you could possibly give it another opportunity. Still in here, but barely. I think it'll hit break even. There we go. Okay, break even hit. Like I say, now you're starting to see some cleaner structure on the 5 minute. So let's see, let's stick around. I think we'll come down into these lows here at 1885 most probably still. Let's just have a zoom out here. That 1890 is a tough level. I don't want to say that we'll most definitely come down into 1885, to be honest. That 1890 was basically your daily support right there. And then this daily candle didn't have much of a bottom wick. So that was a very sensible area for the daily to form a bottom wick. So you may even just range for the rest of the session, to be honest. Trade does work, but you must have volume. Yeah. Well, good thing gold has a lot of volume in this time, right? That's why we are. I mean, we've moved 135 pips in this session. There's no shortage of volume here today. Let's see if we come up into 95, what happens on the 5 minutes. That's really the setup that I wanted. So, nice little winner to start the session. Let's see if we get that original trade idea. But there's no real need to take another trade. So no rush. I'll give it maybe another 10, 15 minutes. Waiting for a pullback on the 5. Me too. Yeah, we didn't quite tap into these lows, so not really the retest I wanted. I wanted to pull back into 95 actually. If this 5 closes bearish, you may just see that continuation on the new hour. But I really wanted to see us retesting at least 94. And then if you can be taking entries off like 94, 95, the whole idea is you've at least got range back down to 1890. That's a very high probability idea. And then looking to see if we can break below 1890, coming down into the daily lows, or the higher time frame range lows at 1885. Cheers, Farmer Tom. See you tomorrow. Midnight in Oz. Man's always up late. I know when I was streaming in London, there were actually a lot of American viewers. They were up at like 2 a.m. I don't know how you guys stay up so late and trade. I don't get it. What volume would you trade on a 50k account, Con? For what? A challenge? Cheers, Nico. For a challenge, maybe like a 2 lot. For a personal account, 5 lots. You know, this is definitely cleaner structure on the 5. This is kind of what I wanted to see. It hasn't come into those levels that I've wanted to come into. Um, you know, I don't want to take an entry like this now, because I believe we may still wake up into 94, even 95. I really want to see 95 tapped. If we can see taps into 95, nice rejections, I can be a little bit more aggressive, but you know, this 5 minute kind of formed resistance in the middle of nowhere. 15-minute candle is also closing shortly, and it's very bullish. You know, it's the first 15 of the hour. It makes sense for this hour candle to create a top wick. But it doesn't look amazing. Okay, so we're coming to retest those daily lows at 94. Should get the tap into 95. Question is, will we reject? Also, if the 15-minute closes above 94, it's tough, because that's looking like a little bit of a fake out. I'm really happy if we can just respect 95 to still come down. But it's a bit trickier. You know, like I say, we may even just range for the rest of the session. Yeah, Tom, I don't think that one lot is a bad start for 50k for a challenge. You know, maybe get into a little bit of profit first and then you can slowly, gradually start to increase it. I just think with the challenges these days not having time limits, you know, rather just use the lower risk. Yeah, 15-minute here closed back above 1894. I do think that if you can get a reaction here at 95 and see us closing back below 94 in the 5-minute, that we could look at this as a fake out, but Yeah, it's tricky. Can I give it this 5 minute, maybe the next 5 minute candle, and then might call it a day. You. These oaks are making a racket. For his funds 50k. I've never done a 50k challenge. I always thought 50k was like kind of a weird number. I don't know, I like the round numbers. Even the, you know, guys asking about the 5k, I always just said do the 10k. But it's a decent amount to start with. And if you can get onto the live account, I always think about the drawdown. So on a 5k, you'll have what, $5,000 drawdown. So that's essentially what you've got to trade. And I mean, you can make some profit off of $5,000, and you know, slowly begin your journey with that. It's not a bad starting point. Just tap 95. Got a minute left for this 5 minute candle. If you close above 95, I'll call it a day. Yeah, so what I like about this 5 minute is you tapped 95 there, and then we came back and flipped bearish, and looks like we'll close below 94. So looking like a fake out of 94. So next 5 minute, I want to see a little bit of a top wick being created, and then on the break of the lows, going to look at these sells here. Stops are really not too bad. About 16, 17 pip stops above that 95 level. So once we break that 5 minute low, I'll be in here. Okay. So giving these cells one last shot. We got that nice pullback, cleaner structure on the 5. Retest of 1895. Fake out of 1894. So 1894 being the daily lows, and then 1895 just that key level. If this resistance holds, we should at least come back down into these lows. Stop loss for me will be at 1895.3. I know it doesn't look ideal on the 15 minutes, but once you start to build up a story here, looking at the hourly, that's a very sensible top wick there for the hour. So 1 minute formed like a support there. Next 1 minute formed a bearish candle, so that looks like a fake support. Should start to push now if we break that low. You got 5 minutes for the 30-minute candle close. Would be nice if we could actually engulf this bearish 15-minute candle and end up closing bearish on the 30-minute. But that's a bit of a big ask. If you can close bearish on the 30-minute below 1890, should see 1885. Possibly by the end of the hour. Five minutes, also closing bearish here at least. Confirming that resistance. Yeah, no, I'm looking at the trade on my phone. No, I would never just look away and forget it. That's not really like. I don't think you can afford to do that with this style. Things are moving too quickly in this time. I've got the 1 minute here on my phone. I don't want to move the charts around too much and that, I'm all over the place when I'm looking at the charts and monitoring a trade. I don't want to keep flipping in and out of time frames. I'm sure it annoys you guys. So yeah, I'm just sitting here on my phone with the 1 minute on. I don't know if you can see. Imagine I'm just giving you guys a trade and then go through Instagram. What do you think I'm taking the trades on? That would be funny. You can see on the 1 minute, this is just a minor support, minor area of contention. So if we can close below there on this 5 minute and 15 minute, then I'm not expecting too much of a pullback on the new 30-minute candle. Really got the same TP and break-even point and everything as the first trade. First trade entry was like here, right? So, same targets and everything as the initial, that breakout trade. Now we got the pullback and basically got the same entry. Now, like I say, that 15 was not ideal, but if you know what you're looking for and you've built up enough of a story, and there's only one time frame really conflicting, then it's worth a shot, especially if that one time frame is the 15 minute. Okay. If we can break the previous 15, I'm expecting us to just push here. This pullback here grabbed a lot of liquidity from 1895. We really don't need to see much of a top wick on this new candle. The one issue is your 30-minute did close bullish, but a very weak bullish candle. First 30-minute of the hour as well, so I just created that top wick for the hour. 15 minutes, nice and bearish, forming resistance. Nice retest of these lows from Asian session. We should at least push into 1890 here. Didn't quite break the low of the previous candle, but we just got a nice little top wick now. That should be enough of a top wick. If we can break the low, we should push. So I'm going to move my stop loss to entry as well. I know we haven't reached the break even point, but I'm listening to what price is telling me. Like I say, we have no business pulling back to entries now. So risk-free trade running pretty nicely, up about 20 pips. Doesn't look like 20 pips, eh? There's nowhere else for a price to really go right now other than 1890. So I've got TP1 at 1890, but I want to see how we come into that zone. If we come into 1890 and kind of just pause, I'll close half. But if we're getting a nice push, once we break this low, your previous 30-minute low, I am expecting a push to 1885. So if we can come in with nice volume here, break these lows, I'm not going to secure half just yet. But let's just keep an eye on it. Did you close partials? No, still holding full. Not really seeing that push. 1 minute forming a little bit of a support here. It's the first 5 of the new 30 minutes, so I think as long as we close bearish, next 5 should drive into 1890. The old double trade? What do you mean the old double trade? Yeah, I've been taking multiple trades in a session on the lower time frame. When I was trading like the 30 minutes and 1 hour, I wouldn't often take more than 1 trade in a session. A 1 hour candle has no bottom wick. It has a bottom wick. But visually, it looks like it should come and flip bearish. Um, 18. Yeah, maybe not 1890, but we should at least tap 1890.5. Yeah, maybe we don't have the volume. It's a bit late in the session. I mean, you've already had such a clean move today. You know what? I was about to say, I think I'm just gonna close full and call it a day. Let's give it a few seconds here. I didn't really like that we were breaking that 5-minute high, but you know what? We've got no bottom wick on this current 5. So let's give it a second. I think if we break this higher, you know, we'll probably just hit break even. So I know that that would only be like 8 pips, but I think if we break that high, I would just close my trade and call it a day. Rather just take that 8 pips, you know? So yeah, I'm going to actually move my stop loss to above this high right here. Let's call it 1892.8. Just account for spread. Yeah, I got my stop at 1892.8. You know what, it's like 7-8 pips in profit, but like I say, I think if we do break above that high, we'll just come back to break even. So I'd rather just take that. Cheers, Corp. See you. Five-minute close bullish there. Setting up about 14 pips. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna close full. I'm up like 10, 11 pips. I'm closing full. I think we're probably gonna hit break even, yeah. It's too late in the session for me. I don't want to get in a position where I'm holding the trade for so long. You know what? 14 pips, already had a winner. I'm happy with that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. It was a bit of a tough one, you know. This pullback came really late, and if this pullback was... We had this structure here, but this wasn't clean enough for me. NYSE also didn't really give you a pullback. But if we had had that pullback a little bit earlier and we had that cleaner structure on the 5, you know, you would have probably had cleaner moves. This pullback is like what I wanted to see, but like I said, it was just too late. and now that volume is kind of just dying out. You know, if we had that volume, this support shouldn't have been formed. We should have just got a straight push to 1890. So 14 pips, whatever it is, 8 pips, if you're gonna leave the stops above this high, is what it is. You know, if you leave your stops above there at 1892.8 and you survive, you know, I would be looking to target 1890, and would be really nice to run into 1885 here, but like I say, I think you'll probably hit break even. Yes, I've closed out full, and that's gonna be my day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining. I think we have news tomorrow, and oh shit, we had news at 4, eh? Completely missed that news. What did it do? Chat, everyone was sleeping today. You know that. Everyone was asleep. We missed the news at 4. It didn't really do too much. Anyway, see you guys tomorrow.